Okay, just give me a minute to see if it queues up. Okay, we are live.
Okay. Good evening. This is the meeting of the West Hartford Library Board. The meeting will come to order. Welcome to the March 28th. Okay.
Eileen, I'm having trouble hearing you. Can anybody hear anybody? We have no audio?
We can hear you, Janet.
I could hear you and I heard you just play my voice.
Okay, now I can hear you. I think we're good.
You want me to start over?
Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Are you having trouble with the document, Eileen?
No, but the voice that just played, I wasn't speaking it. I'm delayed or something.
Oh, okay.
Because when you heard my voice last, I wasn't speaking.
And is that because are you watching it on YouTube at the same time? No?
You sound normal to us. Maybe you're getting some feedback or something.
Does anybody have it on elsewhere, on YouTube or anything that we would be getting feedback? Could everybody maybe mute and let's see if that helps? You're the only one that's not muted, Eileen.
Right. So I should start again. The meeting of the West Hartford Library Board will come to order. Welcome to the March 28th, 2022 meeting of the West Hartford Library Board. My name is Eileen Daly and I am the chair of the West Hartford Library Board. This meeting is being conducted in a virtual format in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act as amended by Public Act number .
We can't hear you again, Eileen.
Well, I did stop speaking. I'm going to go out of WebEx and come back in because there's something wrong.
Okay.
Is that all right with everybody?
Yep.
All right, thank you. I'll see you in a minute.
For anyone who's tuned in, we're waiting for our chair to return from some technical difficulties. So we're just going to relax for a moment or two.
Hello,
Welcome back.
thank you. Are you hearing me okay? Okay, let's try this one last time. Charm. This is the meeting of the West Hartford Library Board, and the meeting will come to order. Welcome to the March 28th, 2022 meeting of the West Hartford Library Board. My name is Eileen Daly, and I am the chair of the West Hartford Library Board. This meeting is being conducted in a virtual format in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act as amended by Public Act number 21-2, which authorizes municipalities to conduct public meetings virtually. Members of the public can view the meeting live on West Hartford Community Television, www.whctv.org, and www.youtube.com/WHCTV5. The meeting is also being recorded for on-demand viewing and will be available on the town's website for at least 45 days. Since we are conducting this meeting in a virtual format, there are some special rules and procedures that I need to cover before we begin. First, I ask all participants to mute your device when you are not speaking. If you wish to be recognized, please raise your hand and I will call on you in the order I see hands raised. If you are participating by audio only, or I do not call on you and the debate is ending, then unmute your phone and let me know so that I can recognize you. Second, all speakers must make a good faith effort to state the person's name and title at the outset of each occasion that such person participates in the meeting. Third, all votes must be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. Fourth, a reminder that if any participant has a problem with connectivity, you should immediately call Janet Valensis, whose phone number you were provided earlier. Janet will let me know and we will recess the meeting while the problem is resolved. If it cannot be resolved quickly, we will ask you to call into the meeting using a phone and participate via audio only. We'll now call the roll and note the staff members who are present. Kim Cohen, Gail Crockett, Eileen Daly, myself, Natalia Menjivar, Jill Spear. Also present tonight is Laura Ermshire, Library Director, and Office Operations Specialist Janet Valensis, and Library Staff Member Rebecca Nugent. That's it. I think that we can begin. And ask for public comment. Can anyone hear me? Yeah, somebody not. So there does not seem to be any public comment. So I'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda, for which I need a motion to approve. I recognize Jill Spear.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
May I have a second, please? I see Kim Cohen.
Kim Cohen, Library Board Member, I second Jill's motion.
Okay, motion is approved. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. So I'll take a vote that everyone is in consensus with this. Right. I approve the motion. Gail Crockett.
Gail Crockett, Library Board Member, approve.
Laura Ermshire. Well, no, sorry, I'll move on. And I think that's it because Natalia's bowed out for a moment. So,
So Eileen, I'm sorry. So you want to call Kim and me and as well?
okay, sorry. Kimberly,
Kim Cohen, Library Board Member, I approve.
Jill Spear.
Jill Spear, Library Board Member, approve.
Okay, so we have approved the consent agenda motion. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the meeting of February 28th, 2022.
Eileen, that's in the consent agenda, so that means you can skip
Oh,
that.
that's right. I'm sorry. I should have marked it off.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay.
It's
And
yes,
then, yep, so.
right to
the
the
next
report.
President's report, right. So that's the next item for coverage.
So do you have anything to report, Eileen?
No. Oh, I never think of myself as the president. I have nothing to say on that, in that respect. So as the chair / president, I will move on to the next item, which starts old business. So this evening in the staff spotlight, we have as our guest Rebecca Nugent. Rebecca, you're up.
Hi, thanks. I'm Rebecca Nugent. I'm a reference librarian here at the West Hartford Public Library. And I'm here to talk about a program that we ran from December 1st to March 1st. It was the Adult Reading Challenge, the Adult Winter Reading Challenge. It was a Kilfoyle grant. And we often run a summer reading program for the adults alongside the children and teen programs. But we find that this is when the adults have maybe the least time for extracurricular activities in the summer. And we do usually get a bump in circulation in January in the adult section as like New Year's resolutions are, read more or learn something new. Also, New Year reading challenges are very popular on Facebook groups and in private reading clubs. So, and reading in different categories to read outside your comfort zone are usually part of these challenges. So we took inspiration for that to create a program for adults to encourage them to check out books from the library, but to also use library resources and find out maybe something new about the library that you didn't know we offered. So the challenge was basically a bingo board. That was the main part of the challenge. It came in this little trifold, and I can share my screen to show you a little bit more detail on that board. So I don't know if you can see that. That's the bingo board. And then we created a web page to explain the program and to recommend some of our resources to help people find books in that category, as well as a number of reading lists on the web page to suggest books for each category for people who were stuck. And let me unshare my screen. Did that unshare my screen?
Don't actually think it went up.
Okay. So we'll basically, this is the reading challenge. It's a bingo board with categories of different books. And people would mark down categories such as like different genres or, award winners, books like books in translation, things like that. So you could get a bingo going across or down, and you would get a raffle ticket for each bingo. And then in addition, we had a lot of other challenges on the back that you could earn raffle tickets for, such as using the library book match service, which is a personalized recommendation service. And then, or checking out a book from a display, going to a library program, that sort of thing. So the sign up gift, every patron who signed up got a mug. And then when they completed a challenge or got a bingo, they got a raffle ticket. And there were 3 raffles that they could choose from, a chocolate lovers raffle, a wellness raffle, and a cooks raffle. And they each had a little basket with products in that category from mostly Connecticut made products. And then the publicity and programs department created these cute little graphics, and that was kind of our cozy winter hygge brand of these little woodland creatures reading. And it was very wintry and cozy. We thought it was a big success. We had 137 participants, and they completed 119 activities and read more than 560 books. Anecdotally, a lot of patrons came up to us at the desks and really expressed how much they loved reading in these different categories because it took them outside their comfort zone, or they connected with people in their family, asking them for recommendations of maybe like if there's a mystery lover in their family and they had never read a mystery, you create those reading conversations that we really love at the library. And it brought in some people who maybe had only checked out ebooks and audiobooks in the last couple of years, but wanted to talk about their bingo board and get their raffle ticket and get some recommendations. So we had a lot of great conversations there. There were a few patrons that completed the whole bingo board, which was really impressive. We then, posted the winners on Facebook, and it was very well received. And we thought it was a really fun program that just kind of created a lot of like enthusiasm and reading conversations at the library.
Eileen, I think you're muted, but that sounds like a wonderful program, and I'm kicking myself for not signing up and getting that cute mug.
Well, maybe next year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely bring it back. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good program.
Yes, we also had like a take and make activity, which we had never tried in the adult department. So that's something that was really well received, and we had like waiting lists for it. So we'll also try that more times a year than just the adult reading program, because we've done it in the teen and children's department, but we didn't realize how much a demand there would be in the adult department.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We were glad you could join us. The next item is the fiscal year 2023 budget update. And not sure, is that you?
Yeah, I can take that one, Eileen.
Okay, yeah.
So Laura Ermshire, Library Director. So I can give you an update on where we are in the FY23 budget process. On March 16th, I attended the first Town Council budget workshop. And at this workshop, about half of the town departments presented their budgets and answered questions from the Town Council. In the whole workshop, the council members were very engaged and asked a lot of questions of other departments. It was kind of a marathon session. It went until about 10 o'clock. So it was a great first experience for me. They did have one question for the library, but it was more town related, and the finance team handled that. I thought that my presentation seemed well received, and I really appreciated the opportunity to highlight some of the great work the library does. So there will be a few more budget workshops that are scheduled with the remaining town departments in the next few weeks. And once those are completed, we'll know more about where we are in the process and anything that might be to come. So Any questions on that? That's kind of where we are today, but no new news really. Oh, Eileen, I think you're muted again.
Anyway, here we are. It's not that time. Next item is staff professional development update, also from your area? Laura?
Yes.
Okay,
And if you want, I can take the next two because I think they're both mine.
beautiful.
So for professional development, the staff's professional development committee scheduled this year's staff day for Thursday, May 12th. So this is the day that we plan for the library to be closed to the public, and staff will attend a series of professional development workshops and programs. And we chose this day because Thursdays is our, it's not an evening in any of the locations, so there's less of an impact on the public there. The committee has a great plan in the works. They're balancing some activities for all staff, and also they have some breakout sessions for smaller groups. And as more things are finalized, I'm happy to report that to the board. But as I'm coming in kind of late in the process, I wasn't sure if this was something that the board needed to vote on to close for the day, or if that's something that, okay. So then I'm requesting that for your approval to close on May 12th for a staff professional development day.
Okay, so I'll ask for a motion to approve May 12th, 2022 as a day for the library to be closed.
I can take that one. Kim Cohen, library board member. I move that we close the library as proposed for the professional development day.
Do we have a second? Gail?
I, Gail Crockett, library board member, move to second the closure of the library on May 12th for staff development day.
Okay. And then I'll take up the poll. Yes, Natalia? Oh, okay. So Kim Cohen,
Kim Cohen, library board member, approve.
and then Eileen Daly, chair approves. Gail Crockett,
Gail Crockett, library board member, approve.
Natalia Menjivar,
Natalia Menjivar, library board member, approve.
Jill Spear.
Jill Spear, library board member, approve.
Okay. So it looks like it's a go, Laura, that you can stay at home and train away.
Wonderful. Thank you all. And I'll keep
Yes.
you posted as we have developments, and then we'll be able to report out to you on how the day went.
That's terrific. Thank you. So
Eileen,
the-
is it all right if I go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. So this agenda item is library issues and trends, and this in the staff spotlight we had introduced at the last meeting. And I was thinking, depending on the topic, these might be things that we alternate from month to month, depending on if the staff has more to talk about, or they might overlap with some of the issues or trends that we're bringing up. But I did want to give you an update on the ebook bill, since that's what I had spoken about last month, and it's kind of an evolving situation. So the ebook bill, which is SB 131, passed out of the Planning and Development Committee, and it's working its way through the process that I am still learning how that works in Connecticut. And there's even been some updates today. It looks like it's potentially getting on the calendar, but I don't have any more information than that as far as when it might be scheduled. The bill does have 11 co-sponsors, and every time I check, there's actually a few more, which is very exciting because I can see that the support is building for it. And one of the co-sponsors is one of West Hartford's representatives, Kate Farrar, and she actually posted support of the bill and our library on her Facebook page a few weeks ago after we had sent out the press release about it. So I was really pleased to see her support. So the library community is working to get the word out on this bill. I've had some calls with some other library directors to see how we can just kind of spread the word and educate people about what it means and why it's important to us. And so any members of the board who may be interested and the public can still contact their representatives and ask them to support the bill. And I'll certainly keep you posted as I have more details or learn more about where it is in the process. Any questions on that one?
Everyone all set with that? Well, thank you, Laura. That's just, glad it's moving along the way it is. So the next thing to look at is new business. Does anyone have any? Okay. And I know that we approved this in the consent agenda, but can we still talk about it as well under the director's reports? Yes, okay. So you have the floor.
Thank you, Laura Armstrong, Library Director. So I did want to provide some highlights and updates to you from the things the library's been working on. First, just a mention on our statistics that in February, we had over 19,000 attendees in our libraries, which is the highest month we've had since we reopened in June. And so we're excited to see this trend continue and more people back in our buildings. For the last few weeks, we've been collecting donations for Ukraine. The library worked with a community member to collect medical supplies that were needed for Ukraine in coordination with the charity Razom. Not sure if I'm actually pronouncing that right. It's R-A-Z-O-M. Along with Town Hall, we collected donations at all locations for 2 weeks, and the donations from library alone filled 80 boxes that we worked with a community member to actually take to New Jersey, where they will be shipped out. So we're really appreciative and touched by the generosity of the community, and we're so happy to help out in whatever small way that we could. So we have concluded collecting donations, although there have been some things coming in, but it was just really heartwarming to see the community respond in such a good way. An update on our Studio 28 South. I've been mentioning that we were in a soft launch, and now we are much more ready for visitors to come in. And we had a great article recently in the West Hartford News about the studio and also the study pod. Our staff had the opportunity to talk about the planning for the space and our hopes for how it may be used in the future. And we're really excited. As more people come into the space, they'll learn about the studio and see the different ways that they can make use of it. Facts and Fun will be returning this summer. This is a very popular program that we haven't been able to offer for the last 2 years, and we're really thrilled to bring it back. There will be 2-week sessions in July for children in grades 1 through 3 and 4 through 6. We'll have games, crafts, and programs such as ukulele playing, zoo animals, art, and science, and they'll be offered to each group. And registration will be in person at the Faxon branch at 6 p.m. and on May 18th. And we'll be starting to promote that soon. And we have people come in because it's a bit of a registration process. And if there's anyone that needs assistance with it, if there's any sort of language barriers, we can kind of walk them through that. And I also wanted to tell you about some of our program highlights. In February, we hosted 2 of our highest attended virtual programs that both had over 100 attendees. Those were the Justice for Ethel Rosenberg and the virtual tour of Jane Austen's home. And with the success we've seen of our virtual programs, we intend to keep offering them along with in-person and potentially hybrid programs as the different things allow. And we also have a few upcoming ones that I wanted to highlight for you. The first is our West Hartford Reads event on April 6th at 7 p.m. This will be in Town Hall Auditorium, and we'll have acclaimed author Gish Jen speaking to a large group. We'll also have the jazz group, the Stephen Bulmer Trio, performing before the event, and there'll be a book signing afterwards. And then another event I'm excited about is the Ballet Theater Company's preview of Aladdin. This is a family program for children of all ages. The Ballet Theater Company will be presenting Aladdin at the Bushnell, and they're bringing a preview to the library before that show. Attendees will hear the story, learn dance movements from the performance, meet and greet characters in costume, and enjoy an opportunity to take photos with the cast. This event is on April 18th at 10:30 in the morning at the Noah Webster location. So those are just a few of the things going on, and I'm certainly happy to take any questions or give you any more information if you're interested.
Well, that's glad to see things are moving and people are coming back. And thank you for all the great information. And looks like we're at the adjournment point. How am I reading that correctly? Right? Well, I'm glad we got through this first meeting as chair here, and forgive any troubles, but I'm going.
Eileen, do you want a motion to adjourn?
I was just about to add that in, but may I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Terrific. Second.
Second.
So Jill Spear,
Natalia?
library board member.
Yep, and Natalia.
Natalia
second.
Menjivar, library board member. I second the motion to approve. Second the
Okay.
motion to adjourn.
Eileen Daly, Chair, I approve. Jill Spear.
Jill Spear, library board member, approve.
Tim Cohen,
One library board member approve.
Gail Crockett,
Gail Crockett, library board member, approve, and good job, Eileen.
oh, thanks. Natalia,
Natalia Menjivar, library board member, approve.
all right. So thank you one and all. Our next meeting is next month on April 25th, 2022. And individuals who wish to comment on any agenda item may do so by sending us an email at board@westhartfordlibrary.org. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
All
job.
right. All right,
Thank
thank you. Thanks, Laura, for coming by. All right, everyone, have a good month. If I don't see you around
See ya.
town. Okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Bye.